Stop that, Ayo. You run away from America to come lie to the people.
Now, wow, when you think you can borrow money to impress people, be ready to face whatever comes after. This is the story of Uncle Ayo, a man who returned from America with a loud mouth, borrowed wealth, and fake confidence, only to end up a farmer. Just when he thought he had escaped his past, his ex-wife showed up. Black SUV rolled into the village square and stopped with authority. The engine purred like a proud cat. Everyone froze. Ah! One woman shouted, "Is this government?" Another man squinted his eyes. "No be government. Government no they drive this kind motor." Before anyone could think properly, the car door opened slowly, as if it wanted suspense. The villagers gasped. Out stepped Uncle Ayo. He wore dark sunglasses, even though the sun was already tired. A gold chain hung on his neck like a trophy. His shirt was half buttoned, his jeans tight, and his perfume arrived 5 seconds before he did. He stretched his arms wide and shouted, "My people, hey, America uncle is back." The village exploded. "And Jesus, now I be that." Children screamed, women dropped baskets, and one old man nearly sat on the ground from shock. Someone started clapping. Another person started shouting, "God has done it all." Uncle Ayo dipped his hand into his pocket and began spraying money like rice at a wedding. Take, don't be shy," he laughed. People scrambled like ants around sugar. Mama Adebayo, his mother, stood at the edge of the crowd, holding her walking stick tightly. She adjusted her wrapper and stared at her son with narrowed eyes. "This boy," she muttered. "Which kind of America is this?" Uncle Ayo spotted her and rushed over dramatically. "Mama," he shouted, kneeling like a Nollywood actor, "your son has returned." Mama Adebayo looked him up and down. "So this is how America turned you?" she asked dryly. "You look like Christmas decoration." The crowd laughed. Uncle Ayo laughed too, a bit too loudly. "Mama, don't worry. From today, suffering has ended. I am here to change this village." Cheers erupted. Kunle, Uncle Ayo's younger brother, arrived late, wiping sweat from his face. He stared at the SUV, then at Uncle Ayo's clothes, then at his own faded shirt. "So it's true," Kunle whispered. "America really worked for him." Uncle Ayo hugged Kunle roughly. "My brother, don't worry, you are now related to success." That night, the village organized an impromptu welcome party. Palm wine flowed, drums beat. Uncle Ayo told stories that became bigger with every cup. "In America," he said proudly, "even dogs have credit cards." People gasped. "I own 3 businesses. Wow. I lived in a house with 5 bathrooms. Ha!" Mama Adebayo watched quietly, chewing kola nuts. Later, when the laughter faded and everyone slept, the house was quiet, too quiet. Mama Adebayo woke up to drink water and heard something strange. Crying! She followed the sound and found Uncle Ayo sitting alone in the dark room, head in his hands, phone glowing beside him. "Please give me time," he whispered into the phone. "I will pay, just don't embarrass me." Mama Adebayo stepped back slowly. Her heart tightened. Outside, the village slept peacefully, dreaming of America. Inside, Uncle Ayo's secret had already entered the house, and it was not smiling. By morning, Ajegunle Oke had turned Uncle Ayo into a public monument. Women stopped him on the road. "Uncle Ayo, good morning. Oh, remember me?" He smiled painfully. "Of course." Children followed him like disciples. "Uncle Ayo, buy me biscuits." "Uncle Ayo, buy me slippers." "Uncle Ayo, buy me bicycle." Even the village goats stared at him with expectation. Uncle Ayo adjusted his sunglasses and laughed. Small, one America at a time. Mama Adebayo was not laughing. She noticed things, important things. The biggest SUV never moved. Uncle Ayo always walked everywhere. He kept dodging phone calls, and at night, he locked his door like someone hiding gold or shame. That afternoon, Mama Adebayo summoned him. "Ayo," she said calmly, sitting on her wooden stool. Where is your wife? Uncle Ayo choked on his water. Which wife? The one America gave you, Mama replied. Or did America also forget that? Uncle Ayo laughed nervously. Mama, I'm still single. America is busy. Mama Adebayo nodded slowly. America is always busy when lies are walking. Meanwhile, village gossip had started its own business. At the well, women whispered, have you noticed he doesn't spend money like a rich man? Yes, so yesterday he borrowed pepper from me. Pepper. In America, Kunle overheard everything. That evening, Kunle followed Uncle Ayo quietly and saw him enter Chief Lawal's house. Curious, Kunle hid behind a mango tree. Inside, voices rose. Ayo, Chief Lawal said sharply. You said you'd pay back this loan before you left America. Uncle Ayo's voice shook. Chief, please, give me 1 month. I will sell the land. Kunle's heart dropped. Land? What land? Later that night, Kunle confronted him. Brother, Kunle asked gently, what land are you selling? Uncle Ayo snapped. You wouldn't understand. This village respects success, not truth. Kunle stared at him. So, all this America is packaging. Uncle Ayo's eyes filled with tears. I went to America, he whispered, but America did not go well with me. Silence. Outside, someone knocked loudly. Uncle Ayo, a voice shouted. Village meeting tomorrow. You promised to donate generator. Uncle Ayo collapsed onto the bed. Mama Adebayo stood at the door, listening. Her voice was calm but deadly. Ayo, she said, lies grow legs, and they run faster than you. Uncle Ayo looked up in fear. Tomorrow had come too quickly. The village square had never been this full. Men sat on benches like judges. Women stood with arms crossed, ready for entertainment. Children climbed trees for a better view. In the middle of it all sat Uncle Ayo, sweating like NEPA transformer. The chairman cleared his throat. Ahem, we welcome our brother from America, Uncle Ayo, who promised to donate a generator to Ajegunle Oke. Thunderous applause. Uncle Ayo smiled weakly and waved like a politician with no manifesto. Mama Adebayo sat at the front, her face unreadable. Kunle stood behind, praying silently. The chairman continued, Uncle Ayo, the floor is yours. Uncle Ayo stood up, his mouth open. Nothing came out. He cleared his throat. My people, America is not easy. The crowd murmured, yes, oh, true talk. Dollar is wicked. Encouraged Uncle Ayo went on. I wanted to bring the generator with me, but airport wahala. Someone shouted, generator that cannot enter airport. Laughter erupted. Uncle Ayo wiped sweat. But don't worry, the generator is on the way. Very big one. Original American gen. The chairman smiled. When will it arrive? Uncle Ayo froze. Very soon. How soon? The chairman pressed. Uncle Ayo panicked. Soon. The women burst into laughter. One woman shouted, is it soon like tomorrow or soon like next year? Another added, Abi soon like never? Mama Adebayo stood up slowly. The whole square went silent. Ayo, she said gently, how much did this generator cost? Uncle Ayo swallowed. 2 million naira. Gasps filled the air. Mama Adebayo nodded. Good. And the land you are selling, how much? Uncle Ayo's knees almost failed him. Kunle shouted, Mama! But it was too late. Chief Lawal stood up angrily. So it's true. You're selling land to impress villagers. The chairman banged the table. Ayo, are you from America or from storybook? Laughter exploded again. Children started chanting, generator, generator, generator. Uncle Ayo's face turned red. Suddenly, a loud voice rang out. Stop this madness! Everyone turned. A woman stood at the edge of the crowd, tall, confident, wearing simple clothes, but walking like a queen. Whispers spread instantly. Who is that? Fine woman, oh, America auntie. She walked straight to Uncle Ayo. Ayo, she said calmly, I've been calling you since yesterday. Uncle Ayo's eyes widened. Rita, Mama Adebayo gasped. Rita who? The woman smiled. Rita, his ex-wife. The entire village froze. Kunle whispered, ex-wife? Rita turned to the crowd. My people, this man left America not because he was rich, but because he was running. Mamas turned into shock. Rita continued, he borrowed money, lost jobs, and lied to everyone, including himself. Uncle Ayo collapsed back onto the bench. Mama Adebayo stood slowly. Ayo, she said softly, America has disgraced you. Uncle Ayo buried his face in his hands. The chairman sighed. Meeting dismissed, but the damage was already done. As the crowd dispersed, whispers followed Uncle Ayo like shadows. Fake life, packaging, American uncle without America. Morning came with heavy silence. Uncle Ayo sat alone in the dark. The generator never came, but something worse was coming. From the corner of the room, Mama Adebayo's voice cut through the silence. Ayo, she said, tomorrow we talk about the land. Uncle Ayo's heart sank because tomorrow the truth would demand full payment. Uncle Ayo sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the wall like it owed him money. His phone was dead, his pockets were empty, and his American accent, it had disappeared overnight. In the kitchen, Mama Adebayo was already awake. She pounded pepper with anger. Gubam! Gubam! Each strike sounded like judgment. Uncle Ayo finally gathered courage and walked in. Mama, he began softly. She didn't look at him. Mama, what? She replied. Is it Mama Generator or Mama Sunsun? Uncle Ayo sighed. I wanted to make you proud. Mama Adebayo turned slowly. Pride? She laughed bitterly. You sold peas to buy packaging. She dropped this pestle. Ayo, whose land did you sell? Uncle Ayo swallowed. Papa's land. The pestle almost fell from Mama Adebayo's hand. Which Papa? She asked quietly. Our father. Thunder did not strike, but it should have. Mama Adebayo sat down heavily. That land, she whispered, is where your father was buried. Uncle Ayo's head snapped up. I didn't know. You didn't ask, she snapped. You never asked. You just talk like radio with no battery. At that moment, Kunle ran into the kitchen. Mama, Chief Lawal is outside. Mama Adebayo stood up instantly. Let him enter. Chief Lawal walked in with two elders. Their faces were hard, like carved wood. Ayo, Chief Lawal said, we need explanation. Uncle Ayo trembled. I was going to return the money. With what? Another elder asked. Your accent. The elders sat down. Chief Lawal spoke calmly. The buyer is coming today to inspect the land. Uncle Ayo's heart dropped. But Mama Adebayo raised her hand. Let him come, she said firmly. Uncle Ayo stared at her. Mama, that land will not leave this family, she continued. Not because of lies. Just then a car horn blared outside. Beep! Everyone froze. Kunle peeked through the window. The buyer is here. Uncle Ayo felt his legs weaken. Outside stood a well-dressed man with dark glasses and confidence. He walked in and greeted everyone. Good morning. I came to see the land Uncle Ayo sold to me. Mama Adebayo stepped forward. Sir, she said, did my brother tell you the truth? The man frowned. What truth? That the land belongs to a family compound, that it is sacred, that it cannot be sold without elders' consent. The man removed his glasses slowly. Ayo, he said, is this true? Uncle Ayo opened his mouth and closed it again. Silence answered for him. The man shook his head. So I was deceived. Mama Adebayo nodded. Yes, and we are sorry. The man sighed deeply. I want my money back. Uncle Ayo collapsed onto the chair. I don't have it. Then we will meet in court. Gasps filled the room. As the man walked out, Mama Adebayo turned to Uncle Ayo with fire in her eyes. Ayo, she said, today you will stop lying. Uncle Ayo looked up. How? She answered calmly. You will go to the village square. You will tell everyone the truth. Uncle Ayo shook his head violently. No, I can't. Mama Adebayo leaned closer. Then tomorrow, Prison will teach you humility. Uncle Ayo's heart raced. Outside, villagers were already gathering. Whispers filled the air. American uncle has fallen. Fake life don't expire. Tomorrow, go loud. Uncle Ayo knew it. By sunset, his biggest lie would face daylight. And not everyone would be kind. The village square had never been this full. Men stood with folded arms. Women whispered behind wrappers. Children climbed trees for a better view. In the middle of it all stood Uncle Ayo. No suit, no sunglasses, no American accent, just sweat, fear, and shame. Kunle stood behind, quiet for once, sensing that today was not for jokes. Chief Lawal raised his staff. Ayo, he said, you asked for this gathering. Speak. Uncle Ayo cleared his throat. His voice trembled. My people, I have lied to you. A murmur spread through the crowd. I said I was rich in America. I said I owned houses, cars, businesses. He paused, swallowed hard. I owned nothing. Gasps erupted. Lies, someone shouted. So the dollars were fake? Another woman asked. Uncle Ayo nodded. I borrowed clothes. I borrowed money. I borrowed respect. Silence fell heavy. Then he continued. I sold my father's land without permission because I wanted to look successful. Mama Adebayo closed her eyes. The elders shook their heads. One old woman spat on the ground. Fake life, she muttered. Chief Lawal spoke again. Ayo, do you know the punishment for selling ancestral land unlawfully? Uncle Ayo nodded slowly. Yes. And are you ready to face it? Before Uncle Ayo could answer, a voice cut through the crowd. Wait, everyone turned. The buyer stepped forward, the same man who had threatened court. I want to speak, he said. The village went quiet. I came here angry, the man continued. But after hearing this confession, I see something else. He looked at Uncle Ayo. You are not wicked. You are weak. Some villagers nodded. Others scoffed. I don't want the land anymore, the man said, but I want my money back, little by little. Uncle Ayo dropped to his knees. Thank you, Kakati, he cried. Thank you. The buyer turned to Chief Lawal. I will give him time, but if he lies again, I will return, not peacefully. He walked away. Relief washed over the crowd. But Mama Adebayo wasn't done. She stepped forward. Ayo, she said loudly. Stand up. He stood slowly. You have confessed to the village, she continued. Now confess to yourself. She turned to the people. This man is my brother, but from today, he will no longer eat free respect. The crowd murmured in agreement. He will work, Mama Adebayo said firmly. He will farm. He will sweat. He will repay every debt. Uncle Ayo nodded like a child being scolded. Yes, Mama. Just then, laughter broke out. Kunli couldn't hold it anymore. So, no more American uncle, he asked. The crowd burst into laughter. Even Uncle Ayo smiled weakly. No more, he said. Call me just Ayo. The laughter eased the tension. But as the crowd began to disperse, an elderly woman stepped forward, Mama Tun, the village seer. She looked straight at Uncle Ayo. You have fallen today, she said calmly. But listen carefully. Uncle Ayo bowed his head. Your fall is not the end. She paused. But your next step will decide your destiny. Uncle Ayo felt a chill run through his spine. What does that mean? He asked softly. Mama Tone smiled faintly. That depends on whether you choose humility or return to pride. She turned and walked away. As the sun dipped low, Uncle Ayo looked around the village, the same village he once despised. For the first time, he saw it clearly. But deep inside him, a question burned. Could he truly change? Or would pride find its way back? Uncle Ayo tried. At least he tried small. The next morning, instead of sleeping till noon like before, he followed Kunle to the farm. The sun was hot. The hole was heavy. After 10 minutes, sweat soaked his vest like rain. Ah, is this how villagers suffer every day? Uncle Ayo groaned, leaning on the hole. Kunle laughed. Welcome to reality, American uncle. Please don't call me that again. Ayo muttered. But deep inside, something itched him pride. By afternoon, his back ached, his hands blistered, and his stomach growled like an angry drum. That night, as he lay on his thin mattress, his phone buzzed. He froze. Unknown number. He remembered Mama Toon's words. Your next step will decide your destiny. Slowly, he opened the message. Mr. Ayo, I hear you are back in Nigeria. I have a business proposal that will make you rich very fast. His heart jumped. Another message followed. No stress, no farming, just connections. Uncle Ayo sat up. God has answered me, he whispered. The next day, he didn't go to the farm. He wore his best shirt, the one he had kept hidden. He even practiced his accent in the mirror. Good morning, sir. Yes, I just came from the US. Mama Adebayo noticed. Ayo, she asked, where are you going? To look for work, he replied, avoiding her eyes. She stared at him for a long moment. Be careful, she said. Fast money is a fast trap. But Uncle Ayo waved it off. Don't worry, I've learned my lesson. He hadn't. The meeting took place in a small hotel at the edge of town. The man waiting for him wore dark glasses and smiled too much. You don't need capital, the man said. Just your name, your village respect, and your mouth. Uncle Ayo's ears stood. My mouth, he asked. Yes, you convince people to invest. We share profits. Something in Ayo's chest warned him, but the memory of farming silenced it. That evening, Uncle Ayo returned smiling. Too smiling, Kunle noticed. Why are you happy like someone that just won Visa lottery? Kunle asked. Mind your business, Ayo snapped. Within days, Uncle Ayo changed. New shoes appeared. Things are working. He stopped
now,
greeting
he told
elders
people.
properly.
Rumors
He
spread.
started boasting
Mama,
again. Uncle Ayo is back, villagers whispered. Mama told her too. She came to Mama Adebayo's house that night. Your brother is dancing with temptation, she warned. Meanwhile, Uncle Ayo was already deep in trouble. The so-called business demanded one thing: bring investors. And Uncle Ayo knew exactly where to start, his own village. He began sweet-talking people. Just small money, you'll double it. Some believed him, some didn't. But one person was watching quietly, Kunle. One night, Kunle followed Uncle Ayo secretly and saw him meeting the same dark glasses man again. He overheard everything. Kunle's heart sank. This man hasn't changed, he whispered. The next morning, the village woke to shouting. One of the investors had come crying. My money is gone. Another followed, then another. By noon, chaos had returned. People stormed Mama Adebayo's house. Ayo has scammed us, they shouted. Mama Adebayo's knees weakened. Just then, Uncle Ayo's phone rang again. He smiled until he answered. The line was dead. No messages, no replies. The man had vanished. Uncle Ayo dropped the phone. Sweat poured. His world spun. Outside, angry voices grew louder. He backed away slowly and ran straight into the bush. As night fell, Uncle Ayo hid, shaking, hearing villagers search with lanterns, and in the darkness, Mama Toon's voice echoed in his mind. Humility saves, pride destroys. But was it too late? The bush was cold. Uncle Ayo crouched behind a thick tree, hugging his knees like a frightened child. Mosquitoes feasted on his skin, ants crawled into his shoes, and every sound made his heart jump. This was not America. This was not soft life. This was the price of pride. By morning, hunger dragged him out. His clothes were dirty, his phone dead, his confidence gone. As he limped toward the village, he heard voices. They were not angry anymore. They were silent. At the village square, elders sat in a circle. Kunle stood beside Mama Adebayo, his face tight with worry. When Uncle Ayo appeared, murmurs spread. That's him, the American uncle. The scammer. Ayo fell to his knees before anyone spoke. I'm sorry, he cried. I messed up. I wanted my old life back. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. Mama Adebayo wept quietly. An elder cleared his throat. Money can be lost, the elder said, but trust is harder to find again. Uncle Ayo bowed his head. I will work, I will pay back, even if it takes my life. The elders exchanged glances. Mama Ton stepped forward, her walking stick tapping the ground. Pride brought him here, she said. Let humility decide his future. They gave their verdict. Uncle Ayo would not be chased away. He would stay. He would farm. He would work. Every coin he earned would go toward paying those he cheated. No shortcuts, no excuses. Uncle Ayo nodded through tears. That day, the American uncle died. Ayo, the farmer, was born. Months passed. Sun burnt his skin darker. Blisters turned to calluses. Laughter replaced boasting. He woke early. He greeted elders properly. He listened. One afternoon, Kunle teased him. Uncle, your accent don't fado. Ayo laughed. Thank God. It was expensive. Slowly, he paid back the money. Not all at once, but honestly, the villagers watched, then forgave. One evening, as the sun painted the sky orange, Uncle Ayo sat with Mama Adebayo. I thought success was noise, he said softly, but peace is quiet. She smiled. Years later, when strangers came asking, where is the American uncle? The villagers replied, he's here, but now he is just Uncle Ayo. Moral lesson. Pride can take you abroad, but humility will bring you home. Fast money may shine, but honest work gives peace. And no matter how far you travel, character will always meet you at the door.